Hello, today I'll be talking about the position and use of the hands in basic guitar playing. This is important because if we use our hands and our body correctly, we can make playing the guitar easier rather than making it more difficult. It's difficult enough without making it more difficult. So these things need to be practiced regularly until they become feel natural to you, till they become easy. At first they won't feel natural, they'll feel a little bit strange, but you have to work at it until that becomes natural for you. So here we are in guitar class, and as you know, in guitar class we use a footstool. Now I have these wood blocks that can be placed in a variety of ways to make them the right height for you, but ultimately if you keep playing guitar you'll want to get a footstool that is adjustable, so it'll work out for you. We're going to place the guitar with this little curve right here on our left knee. My left foot will go on the footstool so it is up, and then that curve will sit there right on my knee. So that is the first point of contact. The next point is here on the butt of the guitar, and at the butt of the guitar here I'm going to place that right inside, you can't see here, but inside my thigh of my right leg. So that'll set there and I'll have 2 points of contact. Now the bottom of the guitar is going to drop down here, and it'll be set a little bit low, so if I'm sitting back in my chair it might not really work for me very well. I need to sit a little bit forward in the chair so that that doesn't hit the chair, and then the guitar will rest easily on between my legs. Now it's still not stable, you see if I let it go it's still going to fall. So the guitar is going to tilt back just a little bit and touch me in the chest, right up here, right in the center of my chest. It's going to rest against my body there. And then the final part of the point of contact is going to be my arm is going to rest right here on the guitar so that it sits on top of the guitar. I'm not really pulling the guitar in toward me, and I don't want to put any pressure on that. I just let my arm rest there so that my fingers come about to this side, this back part of the sound hole right here. See how they're just resting there? My fingers just come there. We don't want to place the guitar so that we have to, our arm so that we have to do anything weird with our wrist. We don't have to have it bent like this or crooked, and we really don't want to reach around the guitar like this. This is one of the common problems I see with students beginning. They don't feel stable, and so they reach their arm around the guitar and they hold it like that. But you see what's happened to my shoulders? They're a little tilted there, and I'm kind of leaning into the guitar. Not very comfortable and not very effective. So we want to just be straight, let the arm sit here. Again, I'm going to focus a lot on this in class, and you need to practice it. So many times the students let their arm slide down around the outside, or they just hold it with their elbow or their forearm, their biceps on top of the guitar like that, because it just feels more secure. So we got to work at this. So these 4 points, 1, 2 down here, 3, and 4, and with those 4 points in place, I should have a nice stable guitar. It's not going to go anywhere. I don't have to hold it with my hands, which leaves my hands free to play the guitar. One more thing here is that my footstool needs to be at the right place so that the guitar can be placed. When I look straight across, I'm going to see about the top of the head joint, the head here, or the tuner. That should be right there for me. It shouldn't be so that I'm like this, so it's down low and I'm looking at it downward, or either too high, which would be a little bit hard to do. So just like that, so it's right at eye level, you'll see the top of the guitar there. This is perfect. Okay, so when all of that is in place, then we're ready to take a look at what happens with our fingers. With the right hand here, I'm going to pluck the strings. I want to have my wrist more or less straight coming from my arm, and I also want to have just a tiny bit of natural curve there in my wrist. You see how it's hard to see it from this angle, but I'll show it like that. It's a little bit curved. What I don't want is to have my wrist collapsed and flat, and that is another very common mistake. Students just feel, or early beginners, they just feel like they have to hold on to the guitar with their wrist, and they'll try to play it like this, and it'll cause a lot of tension in the hand, and it'll also make it difficult for them to execute any challenging passages. So we want to have, again, that wrist coming out just a little bit, so there's a little space here underneath. Okay, so that's the basic of the right hand. I'm going to rest my thumb right here on the 6th string. While it's sitting there, I'm going to stick out my index finger and just flex that here right at the knuckle. See the knuckle here that's moving up and down? That's mainly what I want to use. It's not so much down here where we don't want to scratch at the strings like this, but I'm going to just put my finger on the first or smallest string, and then I'm going to pluck and rest my finger on the next string. Did you see that? Take a look again. The finger is now resting on the second string, and this is called the rest stroke, because the finger rests on the string after the stroke is executed. I can also do that with the middle finger. I can do it with the index and the middle. And you should practice like this, alternating. In class we do an open string warm-up, and it goes like this. Play through all of the strings like that to make sure that they're all going to sound open and free. We can get a nice quality sound from all of the strings. Okay, as I said, all of this takes work to get natural. It won't feel natural right off the bat. You'll have to practice at it. Otherwise, the normal response is usually to do something a little bit wrong. Well, it takes a lot of time to unlearn a bad habit. So you want to learn to do it correctly as you start out, not learn to do it so that it doesn't work for you and then just have to fight against that the whole time. Okay, in the left hand I'm going to just rest my hand out here like I'm holding maybe a tennis ball or something, kind of gently like that. My hand needs to be relaxed in the left hand as well. Let's put the hand down and just relax it and then bring it up. Okay, I'm going to take that relaxed hand and just put it here on the guitar. I didn't, do anything crazy with it, just let it relax and put it up here. That is the basic position we want to have for the left hand. Basically, my thumb is going to be behind my second finger like that. I'm going to have that position. I'm going to put it up there. And if you could see my thumb from my side, it would look about like this. The thumb is pointed up. It's not pointed like this down toward, like, I shouldn't say up, it's pointed up in the air, basically. If you look at that, it's pointed up in the air. It's not pointed like this, like a hitchhiker, and it's also not hooking over the top like this. That introduces another bit of tension in the hand, of tightness. Anytime we have tightness or tension in our hands, in our body, that's going to slow us down. It doesn't make us freer, it makes us tied down. So we want to have that. Okay, so here in the left hand I've got my thumb behind. I'm going to press my fingertip on the guitar like this. So if you look here, my fingernail is looking up at the ceiling, not out front like this. Not the fingernail looking out toward the camera or toward you. It's pointed up like this. And when I do that, then all of these knuckles are all curved. I don't have any flat knuckles like this. I've got curved knuckles. So there's our first note. So those are the basics of getting started in with the seating position and the hand position. Make sure that you practice correctly so that you don't build bad habits or habits that will cause you to lose ability in the future. Make sure that you pay attention to all those little details. If you do that, then you will have freedom to play better, to play what you want to be able to play in any style of music, not only in classical music but in other styles as well. Also, make sure you have fun and play well.